In today's video, I really want to talk about 5 different ways that you can help simplify your home and your life. Hello friend, I am Candace and I am here giving you tons of ideas and inspiration on how to declutter, simplify, and minimize your life and your home. I would love it if you click subscribe, but let's go ahead and get into today's topic, which is again 5 simple steps. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, 5 steps to a simplified home. Let's do it. When you can, avoid going into stores that are gonna tempt you to buy things that do not contribute to a simplified home. Clutter is a thing that does not contribute to a simplified home at all. It actually contributes to stress and more work. So if you've got an errand to run, I highly suggest going to a store that is not a temptation spot for you. So for me, Target, that's a temptation store for me. I have to try to avoid it. If I need to buy a grocery, I will try and go to like a Smith's or a store that I know doesn't have a lot of the things that catch my eye that might tempt me to add to the volume and the clutter in my home. So try and avoid temptation. Choose stores that are not triggers for you. Simplify your daily options and choices. A good example would be like your closet. If you have a closet full of clothes, some fit you, some don't, some clothes you love, some you don't really like anymore, they don't really fit your style or your season of life, get rid of them. Declutter these, but then to take it a step further and simplify even more, come up with a set of go-to outfits that you know fit your season of life and the season outside. And then I have just a couple pairs of pants and a few tops. I'm not even joking. I have simple jewelry. I've really pared things down and I just stick with the things that I wear on a pretty regular basis. Here are a few examples of things that I have in my closet. I like to pick really basic and simple styles. This just makes getting dressed so much easier. These all came from TJ Maxx and they've been really nice. So I like to keep things very, very simple, things that I can dress up or dress down. And then similarly, I really like to keep things basic with my jewelry. So this is something you might have seen me wearing recently. This came from Target. I love this. And then I have this pendant piece that actually came from a place called Down East. So very simple. I can wear this with any of these outfit options. And then I just have a few basic pieces for earrings and I just stick with those, guys. I am so simple in my wardrobe. I try and pick things that are classic and things that can mix and match really easily. Now I know I just mentioned avoiding trigger stores like Target, and here I have some jewelry pieces from Target. I'm not saying don't ever go there. Certainly there are things at Target that I really do want in my life. These are purchases that I've kind of thought through, but when it comes to just going to Target to bust boredom, or maybe I need flowers, so I'm gonna run to Target, see what they've got. I try to avoid doing that kind of shopping, but I definitely hit up my favorite stores when I have something really specific in mind that I've been thinking over that I want to buy. All right, another example of how you can pare down choices would be like with your dishes. So instead of having an array of colors and styles, just choose one basic set that you can dress up or down for any occasion or change out for the holidays. So that's really made everything more simple for me in my kitchen, is just to have all the same glasses, all the same plates, everything matches, everything's white. That's the color I picked. You don't have to pick white, but that's worked really well for me. So I have kept my dishes so simple. This has worked awesome. I got all of these at the dollar store. I would love to replace them at some point to match these. These came from Target and I really love them because they have this pretty little detail right here, but I just haven't done it yet. So eventually I will replace these. I love having everything match. Like I said, dress it up, dress it down. It fits any occasion. any tablecloth, any placemat, it will look beautiful. These glasses I got on Amazon. So it's just this idea of simplifying your options and your choices that really helps you move forward in a lot more efficient way. Next, make the simplest decision as often as possible. This can kind of relate to the choices that you make and the things that you do, like overbooking your schedule. I really am a believer in simplifying your schedule and not overbooking yourself or your kids. I just think this makes everything run so much more smoothly. And when you're busy, it's easy to get stressed and feel like your life is kind of chaotic. So I really like making the simplest decision. Should I do these 3 activities? Oh my gosh, that seems like a lot. Let me just choose my favorite activity, or have my child choose their favorite activity. Maybe instead of doing soccer, piano, and gymnastics, they'll just do soccer. So that's kind of how we do it. We simplify our choices and our decisions. So that is super helpful. This can also apply to the things that you bring into your home. So I would say just get rid of rarely used items. Yeah, used items, rarely used items. Get rid of rarely used items. Just keep the things that you use all the time. I had 3 different crock pots in my kitchen at one point, and they were all different sizes, and I felt like I needed them all, but this was too many choices. So I just went ahead and stuck with the largest one because I could use it to make anything, and then I got rid of the others. So this really simplified my decisions and my choices. Limiting those really helps things be a lot more simple. Next, I recommend making daily to-do lists and setting goals for your home. I've always said choose your top 3 to-dos for every single day. I used to be the kind of person who would make these long lists for every single day. And the reason is I used to like checking it off. I would be so proud of myself if at the end of the day I had checked off like 10 different things, and it just made me feel really productive. For some reason, I felt like the busier I was, the more productive I had been. Here is an example of a list that I may have made in the past. In fact, before I started minimizing and simplifying my life, I even recommended doing this to you guys, and it's not something I recommend anymore. So I would make these big long lists of every little thing I could think of that I needed to do, or maybe even at the end of the night, I would write this out just so I could check the boxes. So now what I'll do is I definitely keep up on my housework. So that might be one of my first to-dos of the day, just housework. And I have a couple things that I do every day. And then I would choose 2 more. So maybe calling the dentist would be really important, and then maybe lunch with my husband. So avoiding these big, long lists of to-dos has really helped me simplify. So not only does it simplify my schedule, I'm not doing so many things, I'm not worried about so many things, but I just feel a lot more calm and peaceful in the end. And then when you have a goal or a vision for your home, it really helps you when you're making decisions on what to bring in to your house. Don't bring anything in that does not comply with that idea that you've already set in your head for your house. All right, I am a firm believer in use it or lose it. I've had so many things that I have worried about getting rid of because I think that I might need it eventually. Example, my cast iron skillet. I bought this about 1.5 years ago. I was so excited. I downloaded tons of recipes on Pinterest and I made a few of them. They were awesome. I loved them, but then I didn't touch that skillet for like 8 months. So when I was getting down into my kitchen and I was in the really nitty-gritty part of decluttering my home, and I got to that cast iron skillet and I did not know what to do. I really had loved the recipes that I'd used. I didn't want to have to buy another one. I didn't want to have to borrow one. So I just decided I got to use this thing or I've got to get rid of it. So I had to set a goal to use the cast iron skillet within the next month, or I would have to get rid of it. And that's the deal I made with myself. So when I did my recipe planning for the next few weeks, I made sure to include recipes that allowed me to use my cast iron skillet. Then I could justify keeping it. My family can enjoy the recipes. So I realized that the use it or lose it idea is very effective. It's really helpful when you're trying to decide whether you should keep something. Give yourself an amount of time. If I can use this thing within the next 2 weeks to a month, I can keep it. If not, I've got to get rid of it. Because having that cast iron skillet just sitting in my kitchen, taking up space, taking up energy, and making me feel guilty for not using it is not simplifying my life in any way. In fact, it's just adding to my anxiety. It's adding to the clutter. If I'm not using it, then it's just clutter. So that is a really, really important way to kind of think about things moving forward and help you make decisions when you're trying to simplify your home. I am a firm believer that having less stuff just makes your life simpler in general. Making less decisions, having a freer schedule, owning less possessions, all of this makes your life so much simpler. Let me know in a comment how you've simplified your life, your schedule, your routines, your daily to-dos. Any of that, meal planning, all of this contributes to a more simplified and peaceful home and life. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe on your way out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.